What's up, YouTube? Hefe coming to you, Captain Awesome's Fish Room on Sunday. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. If you're a mother and you're on YouTube and you keep fish, or even if you don't keep fish and you just like watching my videos and you're watching this, happy Mother's Day. It's a fantastic day. Mothers are awesome. I love mine. But, yeah, so we missed Q&A Friday this week, which is, it's okay, guys. I don't know what to tell you other than, I wasn't busy or anything, I could have made the video. The only thing is that the wifey and the son were home, and it was the day after his birthday, so, we did a little extra birthday activity, and, hung out with him the rest of the day, so, apologies for that. I'm sure y'all understand, but I'm going to do Q&A Friday today. So we're going to do Q&A Sunday. Mother's Day special edition Q&A Sunday. That's awesome. But let me see. I think I had a few housekeeping things before we got started. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. Just wanted to show y'all this. Check this out. Let me try to get it to focus here. You see that right there? That is what assassin snails do. So awesome. I actually caught them in the act. I tried to get some video, but for some reason it just deleted itself. Check out this cherry red right here. Looking awesome. Look at that. I think there's some eggs on that mama too. Oh, maybe not. But yeah. So also moved, you can see one of the assassins back there. They've been breeding a bunch. They've been connecting together a little bit here and there, but and I also read that that's how they breed, so I'm expecting some more assassin snails soon. And as you can see here, let me try to get it to focus, guys. Damn it. Hold on. There we go. I moved the bumblebee shrimp up here. They just weren't doing good down here. I had some die off. They just weren't doing good down here, and it just, seemed like the best thing to do was to move them all up. I lost about 4 of them. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know why they didn't like it down there, but they didn't. And to anybody that is thinking about getting some water lettuce, and you're, just kind of wondering how fast it grows, guys, I started off with 3 pieces, about like this, 3 pieces, and over about 2 weeks' time, this is all the stuff that's come from 2-3 pieces. But and then check out this plant right here, guys. Peabody, if you're watching this, tell me what the common name of this plant right here is, guy. Man, that's just a dope plant, guys. Look at that. Look at that plant. It looks like grass, looks like brush. I don't know. Has awesome colors in it. Has some oranges, some greens. And check out that hydro back there. Woo, hydro polysperma, baby. And then we got some fishies. But I'm getting sidetracked, guys. We got to do Q&A Sunday. A little update on Captain Awesome's root tabs. Check this out, guys. Look at the vitality of that hygropolisperma sunset right there. Just look at that. Good God Almighty. Look at that. Just looking awesome. And I am testing these root tabs that I put together. I am using the Osmocote. And I do have shrimp in this tank, guys. So the copper that's in the Osmocote, it's not going to affect the shrimp. 1, because it's in your substrate, and 2, generally you have to have a solid 1 ppm of copper inside your tank to kill off shrimp. And with the Osmocote, per serving, which I think is like a tablespoonful, it's 0.005 of copper. So if you're worried about using Osmocote, if you have shrimp, guys, don't worry about it. I think I have 2 or 3 of those root tabs in here, and I'm not having any problems, okay? None whatsoever. And, everybody's doing great. So, with Q&A Sunday, we'll start off with Ryan Simonson. Asked, what bulbs do you use? Well, buddy, It kind of depends on what I'm doing, guys. I mean, you got to decide on the bulbs you want to use as far as, you know, if you're growing plants, if you want your fish's colors to pop, or, you know, whatever. If you have salt water, you know, I mean, whatever salt water people use to grow corals or, you know, what have you. You just really have to take into effect what you're trying to achieve. Sorry about the glare, guys. It's just trash. But check out this guy. Now, on this tank, for example, I have Color Max bulbs, and as you can see, it's making his blues and reds pop out a little bit more. Over here, if you look at the female, she's still looking kind of drab, but she's definitely going to be a beautiful fish once she gets a little bit bigger. You can see some of the blues, but I took off the LEDs on this tank, and I replaced it with two of these guys right here. Got one of those on each side with a Color Max bulb. Those are T8s, guys. Now, eventually, I'm going to be switching over to all T5s. In my opinion, get a better light with T5s. You know, it's a brighter light, in my opinion, you know, regardless of the color you use. And another thing on bulbs, you know, guys, as far as buying bulbs that are aquarium specific, I hope everybody out there knows that you do not have to do that, okay? You can go to the hardware store, even if you have a reef tank, you can go to the hardware store and you can find bulbs to go on your system, okay? You can find the actinic bulbs, you can find daylight bulbs, you can find 6500K, 6800K, 5500K, 10,000K. You can find all those bulbs at your hardware store. Home Depot is where I get mine. They have all different sizes, guys. You generally pay about 15 to 20 bucks more on bulbs just because that aquarium manufacturer's name is on it, okay? Like these Aquarium Color Maxes I have up here, guys. You know, I mean, I think those are T8s, and I think they're like maybe 15, 20 bucks. But if you go to Home Depot, get the same exact bulb, you know, it's only going to be about 10 bucks. So, you know, depending on the bulb and the size of the bulb, that's going to, you know, give you your price. But if you go with DIY bulbs, you know, bulbs that don't have an aquarium manufacturer's name on them, you're going to spend a lot less money and you're going to get the same exact effect, if not better, okay? If you're growing plants, definitely do the aquaponic bulbs. You know, they have T5. Y'all saw the fixture that I have, that one that I ordered that I hooked up the plug to and stuff like that. All those bulbs, guys, are from Home Depot. They're not aquarium made bulbs. And if you're saying, well, you know, the aquarium guys, they make those bulbs specifically for aquariums just in case they get wet. Guys, that is false. That is completely false. It's the fixture that is made like that. The bulb, guys, if it gets super hot and gets a little bit of water on it, it's going to pop no matter who made it, okay? So, you know, just something to think about as far as bulbs. Now, on planted tanks, I like to use, I mean, 6500K, I think, are those T5s that I got. You can also use these, guys. If you're doing the DIY fixtures like those guys up there, these right here, plant lights, 120 watt. Okay, you can use those. That's what's running that tank, and look at the growth I'm getting on every single plant in there. Okay, so it depends on your application and it depends on the money you want to spend. Next question comes from Dill Davis 1231 or DYL Davis 1231 asks, what's your process for water changes? Do you drain out of a window or a bucket? Do you remove more water on certain tanks? My process for water changes, guys, I use my gravel vac here, right there, and what I do is I crack my window, I put the other end of the gravel vac out of the window over that little ledge as you can see right there, and then I shut the window on it so it won't move, and then I drain my tanks. That's how I get the water out of them. Now on every single one of my tanks, I do large water changes, you know, minus this planted tank. I don't do quite as large, but I do 50 doo-doo. But I do do 50% here. I do 50% water changes on that tank. The rest of my tanks, we're looking at maybe 70 to 80% weekly. I always take that much out. When I do double water changes, when I'm doing water changes twice a week, like I do on this tank right here, on the first water change, I take it down to about right here, which is probably about 70%, and on the second one, it's about 50%. So I change a lot of water. Generally, they are large water changes. None of my water changes are less than 50%. Excuse me. So that's how that works there. And to fill my tank back up, I run a water hose that I only use for my aquariums from my spigot outside through my front door into my fish room, and I fill my tanks up that way. And I dose prime accordingly every 5 to 7 minutes as I'm filling. So that's how I do my water changes. Let's see, the Ford P stroke, and that's two these guys, two these, THE space THE FORDPSTROKE, the Ford P power stroke, or well, it's just P stroke. But anyways, what's the difference between F1 and F2 fry, and what is NLS? Okay, the difference between F1 and F2, okay, the F in F1, F2, F0, all that stuff stands for Figlio. The Figlio scale is a way to measure let's see, it's a way to measure it's a way to measure lineage inside animals that we keep, okay? And what I mean by lineage, like I'm Jeffrey Wayne Heiser the second. My father is Jeffrey Wayne Heiser, So if we were using Figlio scale on me, which wouldn't really make sense because, I don't think any human is wild caught, but I would be F2, okay? So that gives you an idea. Now, an F1 fry is the first generation off of wild caught parents. So, what does that mean? Say these umbies right here, say my two Gorillas Blue umbies, the male and the female, say they were wild caught, guys. They are F1, but just for simplicity, say they're wild caught. Now, if they had fry, the fry that they have would be F1, okay? Meaning they're the first generation off of these two fish from wild caught fish. So they're the first generation off of wild caught fish. Now say I took a group of those fry that these guys had and bred them. Those fry would in turn be F2, second generation off of wild caught parents. And then it goes F3, F4, F5, F6. I mean, as far as you want to go. Now, wild caught is, it's F0, okay? F0 starts with wild caught, and then first generation is F1, second, F2. Now, let's say that this guy was F1 and she was F0, okay? She's wild caught, he's the first generation off of wild caught parents. Now, then the fry would actually be F2. You go to the next consecutive number inside the Figlio scale, okay? Because you can't say that you have F1 fry when you had an F1 parent. So all those fry would be F2 fry. So, and what is NLS? NLS is a fish food. Let me grab an example here. NLS is a fish food. This is NLS right here. It stands for New Life Spectrum. That's the name of the company, New Life Spectrum. The reason you'll hear NLS is because it's easier to say. It's just an abbreviation for the food. So it's a great food. I actually think it's better than Hikari nowadays. But that's what NLS is, New Life Spectrum. It's a fish food. Okay, and then Mr. C-Sup. This really wasn't a Q&A Friday question, guys, but he's been talking about plumbing, and he asked me a question as to as if I had some advice on plumbing, getting water from your tank to your sump. The best advice I can give, as far as how to get the water from there, is if you want to do DIY overflow, there's a lot of direction on how to do those on the internet. But let me try to There we go. You can see this one here. You know, once you find out what kind of overflow you want to do that. And then once you start plumbing to your sump, the best thing I can tell you to do is the least amount of bends as possible and as straight as you can make it. So as you can see here, when it comes off the overflow, it goes in a straight line, 190, straight line, 190, and into the trickle tower. So another good thing to do is always have a ball valve, you know, in between the tank and your filter. Always have a ball valve. That way you can shut it off if you need to. And something that I may do in the future with this particular setup is actually cut it and add a quick release. That way I can just snap it right out. Because as it sits now, if I had to take this filter out, I would literally have to lift this whole thing up. Lift it up and pull this out and then let it sit there. So, you know, do quick releases and always make sure you have a ball valve coming in between your overflow and your trickle tower sump, whatever you're doing, and always have a ball valve in between your pump going back to the aquarium and the aquarium. You can see the ball valve right there. That way you can slow down the water if you need to, and, you know, stuff like that. Hold on, let me get this back on here, guys. So another couple updates that I have, guys. Show you here. I picked up a bulk. Wow, I forgot what that was called. But anyways, you can see right there, I picked up one of those things. I can't believe I forgot the name of it, but it's a 3/4 inch right there. So I'm going to get a few more. I was just testing it out to see what size it would be. So that's a 3/4 inch. I can't believe I forgot the name of that. Wow. Some of y'all are probably laughing your asses off at me right now. Oh, anyways, let me show y'all something else. The stands for the aquariums are almost done, guys. I ran out of screws, actually, so but you can see here, I just stacked the wood up there. But you can see here that I have the two shelves already built. There's one right there and one right here. And I also have the side legs that are actually going to hold the shelf. Right here you can see this little piece is actually screwed to this long piece. I have 4 of those. And then I have all the pieces that I need cut. I just ran out of screws to finish the job, and I'll show you all the screws that I'm using. Let's go right over here. These guys right here, these 3-inch, they're deck mate. These guys right here, that's what they are, 3-inch screws, deck mate. But sorry guys, I'm still trying to think of what that thing is called. I can't believe I forgot what it's called. Bulk valve? Valve bulk? I don't know. But anyways, we'll finish up with a little bit of feeding. Grab some this stuff here. Boom, boom. Female's coming out a lot more. She's looking really nice too. Starting to plump up a little bit. So here in the next couple days, couple weeks, we may be getting another spawn. Give this guy some food. He's a beast. Look at him. Now, of course, he is under a Color Max bulb, guys, but, I mean, come on. Those are his true colors either way. Just a beautiful fish. Look at that. That's a Kodak moment right there. Beautiful. We'll give the female some. And let's see, give some Jaggy Jag food. Let's see. Hold on, guys. think I had something else to show y'all. If I can find it. Bulkhead. I'm sorry, I didn't have anything to show y'all. I was just trying to figure out what the damn thing was called. A bulkhead. I can't believe I forgot the name of that, guys. Why couldn't y'all just tell me? Like, you know, say, hey Jeff, really loud. Say, hey dummy, it's a bulkhead. But anyways, guys, go down here and just check out all this lush growth in here, guys. Look at all that. I mean, there's so many plants in here. I mean, I think I tested my nitrates the other day and they were like so close to zero. And that's definitely not coming from my water changes, because there's, I mean, at least 25 fish in here, at least. And they're super messy fish. But here, let me set y'all up right here and I'll try to do a feeding on them. 1 second. And this will be the end of the video. God, I didn't know I was already at 20 minutes. But here we go. See if they come out. I've already fed them a couple times today. Yeah, there we go. There's a bean eye. And those bean eye are looking sick, guys. Look at this guy. Woo! Holy moly, look at them bean eye. Look at that motor back there, man. Oh, dang old motor man. Ooh, look at that motor. Oh, looking so purty. Look at it. And we got some umby-rific umbies in there, some jaggy jags, and some feste somewhere, but, you know, never can tell where they're at. And then my favorite inside this tank, besides the umbies, or the bean eye, is those Midases. You got one back there, but let me try to get them in a shot. Look at them guys, man. You see a feste right there, looking beautiful. But yeah, guys, so hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope it was informative. Send me some more Q&A Friday questions, guys. I like having more than 3. And you know, if you give me a really good question, it might turn into its own video. So make sure you send them those questions. I don't care how dumb you think they are, guys, because I promise you at least 100 other people want to know the same thing. And as always, rate, comment, subscribe. This is what I'm doing. This is what I've done. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.